To the Philippines now, where thousands marched through the capital Manila on Sunday to protest alleged government corruption.
Anti-government protests across Indonesia are showing no signs of letting up.
This week, the streets of the capital, Kathmandu, convulsed with violence.
What if the corruption scandals rising in Asia aren't just a foreign headline, but something that hits your grocery bill, your medicine cabinet, even your freedom of speech back home? Corruption doesn't stay in one place. What's happening? In multiple Asian countries, large anti-corruption protests are breaking out over food prices, energy costs, infrastructure corruption, overpricing, and privilege. These aren't just protests over morality, they're economic protests. Corruption tends to introduce inefficiencies. Contracts go to insiders, materials are overpriced or substandard, delivery gets delayed, oversight is weak, all of which add cost internally and externally. Businesses that depend on imports of raw materials, manufactured parts, agricultural goods are vulnerable. Delays or irregularities in supplier countries mean price shocks, scarcity, degraded quality. Why this matters for Americans and democracy. Higher prices for consumers. If corruption causes delay or scarcity in supply, the extra cost gets passed down. Think electronics, clothes, building materials, pharmaceuticals. Importers pay more, you pay more. Instability in supply. If projects collapse, roads/ports get delayed, or regulatory risk goes up, companies may pull back or raise shipping/insurance fees. That can mean hot food staples, import-reliant goods, or even energy get affected. Erosion of trust and democratic norms. When corruption is rampant and protests are suppressed, people lose trust in institutions. That weakens the social contract, both abroad and at home, especially among diaspora communities or trade partners. Policy ripple effects. The U.S. government and Congress might respond by tightening trade agreements, demanding better governance, adjusting foreign aid, or raising import tariffs/safeguards when corruption risk is high in the supply chain. What could happen next? Increased corporate due diligence. Companies importing from Asia or investing there may require stricter audits, transparency from suppliers, anti-corruption clauses, and higher oversight. Consumer awareness and pressure. Demand for ethical sourcing, certification, or product traceability could grow. People might shift to brands or supply routes that have better reputations. Government action. U.S. foreign policy might tie aid investment more strictly to governance reforms. Trade deals might include enforceable anti-corruption modules. Legal and regulatory frameworks domestically could get tighter. Customs checks, import regulations, sanctions against foreign corruption, even price control or anti-profiteering in certain essential goods. So keep an eye on which Asian protests gain international support, which governments begin reforms, and which companies begin shifting supply chains. Because corruption in Asia isn't someone else's problem, it could very well be your problem. If you like these deep dives where prepping meets world politics, hit like, subscribe, and ring the bell. Drop a comment. Have you already paid more for stuff you buy because of overseas instability? Share what you've noticed. Stay alert. Stay prepared.